So welcome to Julian's studio in Europe. So you've just won a number of awards, including the best film at the Monaco Film Festival. You're a co-producer of this film called Whale Dreamers. Why did you get involved with the film?
The whole project came about due to several things that occurred over the past 20 years. One of them being my long-standing great friendship with Kim Kindersley, the director, with whom we've talked about and written scripts before in relationship to movies and films of this kind. The other one being that when I was on tour in Australia, I met one of the tribes out there, the Mirning people, and I learnt of their plight and their story and how it related to so many other tribes across the world. And I just felt it was extremely important in this day and age to try to reconnect with our past, with all the different cultures that can give us a great deal of wealth and understanding about this planet that we live on. And the fact that they have survived over thousands of years and are still here and are still strong. Even though the Mirning were declared extinct in 1956 by the Australian government, it just goes to show that there is incredible strength and heart within us all, that if one wants to survive and one wants to continue living on this beautiful planet, that we must respect it.
I can change, you can change everything wrong with our life.
The original core of the film, I know it's grown a lot since then, was this gathering, and I know that you actually supported that coming about, and apparently there were something like 80 different indigenous people from all over. But there was also some kind of a prophecy that they have around a white whale. Do you believe that these indigenous prophecies have a power and relevance in the world today, in such a high-tech world?
Well, I think a lot of things to do with indigenous tribes and their prophecies is again all to do with the connection of being attached and associated with the earth as a living, breathing organism, as we are all part of it. Without one, there is no other. We all need to look after ourselves and the planet. And so I believe that, each tribe in their own way has taken on their own totem as a sponsor for their dreams, their beliefs, their connection with the earth and the spiritual world. And so doing the film was a nice way to bring this about, to bring this back to the attention of what this is all about. And the film especially was really about trying to bring as many tribes as we could, indigenous tribes from across the globe, together for the first time in history, so that they could swap stories, basically, and tell each other of their cultures, their beliefs, their dreams, their hopes, and their aspirations for not only themselves, but for the rest of the planet too.
Everything changes.
Well, there's so many different stories within the story, and it's extraordinary how they're all connected. Apparently, you went out on the music side of things, obviously, went out and re-recorded Saltwater. But tell us how you went about that, and apparently there's Aboriginal chants in it as well.
Yeah, when Kim and I were discussing the music, there was already someone on board who was dealing with the main theme of the film, who's done an incredible job. And I just felt that I'd like to contribute musically as well. And I thought that there couldn't be a better choice or representation for this film, and many like it, than Saltwater. which was very successful around the world, which was done many years ago. But I felt it needed updating, and that there needed to be a bit more hope in the sound of the track itself. And the idea was to bring in some of the original chants from the Mirning tribe into the song, to also hold that connection with them, and also some beautiful whale song as well, which was included in the track. So I went about re-recording it with a dear friend, Grant Ransom, who co-produced it with me, and we all feel that it's done the job in bringing a new hope to that song and to the story in general.
Saltwater wells in my eyes.
Kumara, we are one.
Is it true that you've donated all the proceeds of Saltwater to the Greenpeace campaign Defenders of the Oceans? Is that right?
Yeah, it's true that I decided to donate the proceeds of the single to the Greenpeace campaign. I just thought it was necessary, although a lot of money was going into make this film and produce it anyway. I just felt that a lot more needed to be given back to all involved that had been trying so hard to protect this planet, to protect this world, to look after the whales and any number of other creatures that are in a very fragile situation right now with the world the way it is, with the pollution, with global warming, etc., etc.
Enough for the world I love is dying, and now I'm crying.
The oceans, in a way, get a bit overlooked because we've got such huge problems, but it's something we all need to think about for the future, I suppose.
Well, I definitely feel that the oceans are, one could say, almost the heartbeat of the planet, and one can gauge a great deal of how healthy the planet is in knowing what the situation with the oceans are. And at present, it very much seems that we're all in a bit of trouble, to say the least, and overfishing and pollution and rubbish dumping, etc., all go towards destroying this place that we love so much. So I think it's the least that we can do is to try and turn things around, open people's eyes. Nobody's trying to shove the problems down people's throats, but it is something that everybody needs to be aware of, and to try, if within their heart of hearts they truly believe the problems that do exist, that one way or another we'll all try and pull together to do something about it. There are many organisations, charitable organisations also, the likes of Greenpeace, the likes of Save the Whales, etc., and I think every single one of these groups are extremely important, because without them I think a lot of people would just forget about the issues and the problems that we face. And I think when it comes down to it, hopefully our generation will be strong enough to see what the right thing to do is. And in my mind, it's got to be for the longevity of the planet, and for the health of the planet, and for the future of our children. And I honestly believe that if you believe in being able to help and want to help, then please do try to get together with an organisation that you feel strongly about and heartfelt about. And once again, it's for the kids.
Wells in my eyes. Saltwater wells in my eyes.
Necessity for the children.
saltwater wells in my eyes. Saltwater wells in my eyes.
I mean, it seems like this film, you've just got this Best Film Award and so on. So would that be your hope for the film, that it's not just really about entertaining people, that you want to get people to take action, join groups like Greenpeace and save the whales again? Would that be your best hope for the film and the single? What do you want to see happen?
I would hope that the film and the single would be a reawakening of sorts to people. You know, I'm also very, very happy that An Inconvenient Truth has brought light to this situation and the problems that we face again to the public's eye. And I'm an avid documentary fan watcher, and every time I watch documentaries that have a message and a meaning, it reawakens me, and it reminds me how fragile we all are, and that we need to take care of ourselves and this world.
The tribe gave you a sacred white feather, and apparently it's the indigenous symbol of peace and truth to all the tribes of the world. Are people going to have to go and watch the film to find out the significance of that, or could you tell us about it?
Well, I think people are going to have to see the film in relationship to the significance of the white feather. I mean, to me, it's always been a sign of peace. But there's a lot more to the story than that. So the film, I'm afraid, is the only way to understand.
Anything else in the pipeline?
No.
No.
Yeah, well, as you can see, I'm in the studio here, so working on the next album project and many other projects, and hope to see you somewhere in the not too distant future, either in cinemas or on stage.
So generally speaking, optimistic?
Generally speaking, very optimistic.
It's not.
We will do what we can.
We are a rock revolving around a golden sun. We are a billion children rolled into one. So when I hear about hole in the sky, saltwater wells in my eyes. We climb the highest mountains, we'll make the desert bloom. We're so ingenious we can walk on the moon. But when I hear about forests have died, saltwater wells in my eyes. I have lived for love, but photographs of Mars. We're so enchanted by how clever we are. Why should one baby feel so hungry she cried? Saltwater wells in my eyes.
Gomorrah, we are one.
Necessity for the children.
Saltwater wells in my eyes. Saltwater wells in my eyes.
If you come to help us, for the moment, you will not gain any profit. We have no oil, we have nothing to offer to you. power of truth. So that's my fundamental belief.